Tissue-engineered textile. Tissue Engineering Atelier, Haute Couture, Printemps-été, 2016, R&D Collection. A woman in a white lab coat works at a sewing table, wrapping thread around the tops of nail-like objects. In a lab, she takes a flat bottle off a shelf. Her actions are presented in fitful spurts, often synchronized with the soundtrack. At the sewing table, she ties the nails to a cluster of black pins. In the lab, she opens a sealed packet wearing purple latex gloves. Using a gradated tube attached to a precision hand pump, she sucks pink liquid out of the bottle and adds it to a beaker. At the sewing table, she snips a length of thread from a flat spool and threads a needle. In the lab, she adds liquid to a flat bottle, caps it, and gently rocks it back and forth. She removes the liquid and adds it to the beaker. At the sewing table, she pokes the needle through a plastic bottle cap. In the lab, she uncaps a test tube and opens the flat bottle. She extracts clear liquid from the tube, squirts it into the bottle, then rocks the bottle back and forth. At the sewing table, the woman threads the needle through the object that resembles a bottle cap. She knots the thread, then clips it close to the cap. In the lab, she places the bottle under a microscope. At the sewing table, a small swatch of white live tissue fabric is held in magnifying tweezers. In the lab, test tubes are arranged in a rack. At the sewing table, a 4-slot petri dish is opened. The swatch is placed in an open slot before the lid is replaced. In the lab, pink liquid is added to a flat bottle. It's gently swirled, then removed, and added to a beaker. The beaker is capped. At the sewing table, a square of translucent membrane adorned with 3 lacy loops is placed in a small embroidery hoop and into a custom plastic petri dish. In the lab, a test tube containing pink liquid is placed in a mixing machine and locked inside. The machine is opened and the test tube is removed. The pink liquid is poured into a beaker until only a drop remains. A sample is taken from one test tube and added to another. At the sewing table, a knotted thread is removed from a tiny plastic bag. It's trimmed at the ends, then placed in a glass culture dish and sealed inside. In the lab, the sample dish is placed on the stainless steel work table, and a handheld pump is calibrated. The culture dish is opened, and pink liquid is added to the knotted thread in 4 stages. The culture dish is sealed, then placed on the shelf where the bottle once sat. A film by Anne Kristen Abel with Amy Congdon. This research is supported by the Tissue Engineering Biophotonics Department at King's College London and the Design and Living Systems Lab, Central St. Martin's, UAL. Soundtrack, Don't Break My Love by Nicholas Yar.